Hey everybody, Shane here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Toadomination, going for a piece of snake. This is going to be to beat the main story mode. We're going to start out on the main menu. You are going to definitely want to use the chili dog code here. Up, up, down, down, up, up, right, left, right, Y. That is going to give you not only infinite money, but it also gives you invincibility, which is going to make getting through the game a breeze. Once you have the code in, you're going to want to go to play and then get into the game. Make sure you grab your first gun and then make sure you make your way forward. This game is going to be a roguelite twin stick shooter, so you're pretty much just going to advance screens, kill enemies, and then move on to the next screen. There are going to be 9 levels in total. Every single level is going to represent the amount of screens that you have to clear. So for example, on level 1, you're going to have to clear 1 screen. Level 2, you have to clear 2 screens. Level 3, 3 screens, etc. until you get all the way up to the last boss at the end of level 9. Whenever you do start a new level, you should be given an achievement for starting said level, and then there's also going to be an achievement for beating the last boss, which is going to be the last achievement in the game. So that's going to be the basic breakdown on how the game is going to work. Whenever you clear a screen, you're going to have 2 doors open up to you. You're going to have the one to the right, which is going to be the one you use to advance the screen. You're also going to have the one at the top of the screen, which if you happen to go in here, it's going to give you a random event. It can be something like a bunch of random enemies, or it could be a shop where you could buy some more items and power-ups. You can also have these braziers, which once you light, it's going to cause something random in the game, like even more enemies. Worst case scenario is you're going to get a level skip, which is going to skip you forward in the game, which we're going to want to definitely avoid, as we are going to need to actually manually progress through every single level, as every single level is going to have its own achievement. So my best advice is to just avoid these upper rooms altogether and just focus on going to the right. Since we need to actually play every single level, we are definitely going to want to try to avoid any level skips, and then since we are already invincible, stuff like the shop isn't going to help us out too much. So just make sure you grab your favorite weapon, and then just keep moving over to the right, and because we are invincible, we're just going to tank our way through the entirety of the game. The way the invincibility is going to work is after you lose all your armor, you're going to be down to your normal health. You are basically going to not be able to lose any health at all. You can pick up more health, but again, that's not going to really matter because you are going to be prevented from dying thanks to the cheat code. So just keep making your way to the right and keep killing enemies. Every few levels or so, you might draw a boss. Just make sure you use your invincibility to get through them. I am going to recommend that you try to keep an eye out for the weapon drops. Make sure you try to find a weapon that you like and that can get you through the rest of the game as quickly as possible. So that's going to be completely up to personal preference. Enemy placement and weapon drops are going to be completely random, as this is going to be a roguelite though. So just make sure you keep experimenting with weapons until you find one that you enjoy using. And then we're just going to get through the game like this. The game should take about 20 to 30 minutes or so to get through. It's going to be about 45 screens that you have to push through, so make sure you do keep that in mind. The only time you want to visit the up screen is if you happen to come across a locked door. Whenever you draw a locked door, the random event on the upper screen is always going to be a key after destroying a random set of enemies. So make sure you grab the key and then make your way back, and that should open any locked doors that you may encounter. Once you finally get to level 10, you're going to be given a bunch of items and weapons right here that you can take right before the last fight. Make sure you grab them, and then you're going to be forced to head up. You're going to have an encounter with a bunch of enemies as you normally would. Make sure you clear them. As soon as you do, the last boss is going to drop in the form of this giant snake. It shouldn't be too difficult because, again, we do have invincibility on. Just keep in mind that the snake's hitbox is going to be the front of it, so where its mouth is. So the goal is to try to keep ahead of the snake and then shoot it from the front side, and then just make sure you keep looping in on it, and eventually you should whittle down its health bar. It is going to put up these turrets that you can thankfully avoid because we are invincible. Just make sure you focus only on the snake's head and you should be able to get through this boss fight a-okay. It does have a ton of health, but just be patient with it, and eventually you should be able to take it out easy peasy as long as you know where to hit it. So just make sure you keep up on the firepower. Hopefully you drew a high DPS weapon where you can kill it sooner rather than later. And once you finally drain its health bar, you should be good for the entirety of the game. You're going to roll the end credits, and more importantly, you should unlock the last achievement. So it should unlock right here at the beginning of the credits. There it is, 100 gamer score. That should also wrap it up for the game. And that's all there is to it.